was watching the Gray Zone as one so often does. I'm totally lying. Somebody sent me the clip. I've never just like sat down to watch the Gray Zone in my life, but somebody sent me this clip of the Gray Zone where Max Blumenthal and Aaron Mate are sitting, hanging out on stream, and my name comes up. So let's check it out.
Yeah, I'm headed up to New York later today, and we will be on stage together at the Williams Center in Rutherford, New Jersey tomorrow at the Icarus Festival with this huge sausage fest with 7 other white men on a panel talking about the Ukraine proxy war. Michael Tracy's going to be on the panel, and I think Ben Burgis is bringing up the left pro-proxy war side, so it could be interesting.
They really should change the title to Sausage Fest.
You know what happens when a sausage flies too close to the sun, right? It is definitely a good way to meld that with Icarus. Interesting. So how does it feel being the pro-proxy war side of things? Ben?
Yeah, it feels very odd because my memory of what I've been saying for the last year and a half is maybe a little bit different from Max's memory. As little as I'd like to assail the integrity of a member of the Blumenthal family, I think we might actually have to do that in this case. So this is like, I mean, just to kind of review, right? I mean, like, look, this is the first thing that I wrote after the war started in Jacobin. A no-fly zone in Ukraine would start World War III. It's the worst idea possible. The next one was called "No Left-Wing Opponents of War Aren't Isolationists." First one in the Daily Beast was called "Noam Chomsky's Right. The U.S. should work to negotiate an end to the war in Ukraine." There was one in Sublation called "Ukraine and the Specter of Christopher Hitchens," which was all about arguing that people who were gung-ho about escalating the confrontation with Russia thought anybody who wanted, de-escalation and peace negotiations is pro-Putin. Sound way too much like late Christopher Hitchens to me. There was one in Jacobin called "We Should Have Listened to Bernie Sanders About Ukraine," because in a few weeks before the invasion, actually Bernie had a op-ed in The Guardian where he was urging negotiations to head it off. So that's what I remember saying for the last year and a half. In fact, the people who've been mad about it have pretty consistently been mad about it because they thought I was a Putin apologist, not because they thought I was pro-proxy war. That's a new one. It is true that I did a debate with Norm Finkelstein about Ukraine where I disagree with him because he thinks that it's like the Russian invasion was actually justified, right? Which I certainly don't. I don't know if Max watched that, and that's what gave him the impression that he's conveying here. I will say, or I don't know. I mean, I guess I wrote something about Roger Waters, where I was basically critical of the fact that he, not the fact that he wants de-escalation, but the fact that he's very gray zone-ish about how he makes that argument. But I guess this is just, to my mind, this is a really mind-numbingly simple point. But unless he's just randomly throwing shit at the wall to see what sticks, anything that Max may have seen that gave him this impression, I think, is me criticizing, frankly, people like him on this stuff from the perspective of, again, maybe this is too simplistic, but basically I think that the gray zone position is that American imperialism is bad, and my position is that imperialism in general is bad. That American imperialism is bad, so is Russian imperialism. In that example, and you don't actually have to deny one to say the other. You should be able to hold both of these thoughts in your head at the same time. When Debs gave his anti-war speech in Canton, Ohio, that got him thrown in jail by Woodrow Wilson, you can read the transcript of it. Jacobin republishes it, does I think republish it a few times. There's no paragraph in there where he's like, by the way, everything that people say about how the Kaiser is bad is just propaganda, from the Woodrow Wilson State Department. Actually, the Kaiser is fine, because I think he correctly understood that you don't have to say that to be anti-war. So I don't know. I mean, this is probably a historical first, but I think that Max Blumenthal is factually wrong here.
Yeah, maybe the subliminal messaging of having Ukraine flags on several of those articles just doesn't move him. He sees right past it, Ben.
You have been watching free public content from Give Them an Argument. To access every single episode of the show, the main show on Monday nights, all of the streams, all of the debate breakdowns, all of the patron-exclusive post-games on Monday nights, all of the patron-exclusive bonus episodes every week, and much, much more, go to patreon.com/Ben Burgis. I cannot resist ending this with, don't be foolish.